Hello everyone. Today we are going to build basic Gen AI project using the AWS Gen AI fully managed Bedrock service. So we are going to continue this series with multiple basic and complex projects using AWS Gen AI managed serverless services, right? So generative AI has emerged as a transformation and the technology. Amazon Bedrock is one of latest offering from the AWS that combine the security, scalability, and reliability of cloud services with Gen AI. So Amazon Bedrock is a generative AI tool for application development released by AWS. It's fully managed service that provides access to leading foundational models through the single endpoint. So this is very basic project we are going to do it. So Amazon Bedrock supports over 100 foundational models from the industry leading providers, and the emerged leaders select the serverless model or Bedrock marketplace models that is best suited for achieving your unique goals. So now let's understand basic overview of AWS Bedrock, and let's jump into the understanding architecture, what project we are going to deliver it. Let's understand now the topology of a project, small project we are going to deliver here as a demo. Okay, so obviously we are going to use the Amazon Bedrock service as a backend, which will be deliver the foundational model, and we are going to see how we can enable the foundational model and how we can integrate that foundational model with the AWS Lambda service, and the same integration we're going to do with the AWS API gateway service, which will be used as a small micro APIs and consumed by the postman, and trying to query to the Bedrock foundation model and get the answers or get the output from that, right? So this is overall small topology we are going to see here, and how we can achieve through the Python code, which we'll be going to host in the Lambda service. Okay, and the API gateway will be REST API. We are going to configure to fetch the backend model and query to the backend model and get the answer from backend model hosted in the Bedrock, right? So there is a small S3 bucket you can able to see that we had in design, which will be used to store the generated output from the Bedrock, just for the functionality purpose, additional functionality, where whatever the output we generate by the Bedrock model, that will be going to save in the S3 bucket just for the validation, right? And API gateway will be deliver that output to the end user. We are using the Postman as of now to see the output, or give the post request to the API gateway with our prompts, what are the prompts we need, and then we'll get the output from the backend Bedrock. So this is overall small architecture. The next step, what we're going to do, we're going to see the overview of Bedrock. So how the Bedrock setup needs to be done for to deliver this project, and what are the multiple different features available. Just we're going to see the overview. I'm not going to take a deep dive. For that, we have already recorded the detailed videos to demo entire detailed functionality of AWS Amazon Bedrock, so that I can put it in the description. So, but for now, just jump into the AWS account and see how we can enable the models, and where we can going to enable the models, and how we can test using the playground functionality in the AWS, and how we can have the multiple providers available, where the providers we can see how we can verify whether it's a model enabled or not enabled, how we can configure those models, right, for foundational models from the multiple top providers in the market today. Okay, so let's jump into the AWS console quickly, and let's see how we can set up our model. Now let's jump into the AWS console and check the AWS Bedrock service. So if you can see, I recently visited, so that's the reason it is showing AWS or Amazon Bedrock service is populated. But you can go and search in the search box as a Bedrock, so it will be populate the Bedrock service. And if you click the Amazon Bedrock, so it will be take you to the service. Okay, so first thing first, we are going to see the providers So these are the highly qualified or most popular providers available on the Bedrock providers list. Okay, AI 21, Amazon, Anthropic, these are the most popular providers I can see. So DeepSeek is one of that, Meta is one of that, right? So those all providers has their own multiple models or foundation model available on the Amazon Bedrock. Okay, and across the board we can enable those. So there are other functionality other than the providers listing. So we have the model catalog, so where you can see the all the providers list in left hand side. You can connect the any provider or click on any provider. It will show what are the models, foundation models available in list, right? If I can click on the Anthropic, it will be list the all the provider related Anthropic. The cloud is the one of the popular foundation model by the Anthropic, which we are going to use it for our demo purpose. There is other models like Amazon or AI 21. Okay, these are the models you can see. These are all foundation models, and there are a lot of other functionality. We can have import your own model also from outside in this, and there is a playground which is very interesting functionality. We are going to see that slightly how it's work. Okay, then you can have build your own tools, like you can build your own agent, you can create your own flows, you can create knowledge base using the open search or RAG functionality, or prompt management you can do. You can create your own custom prompt, or develop the prompt here in under builder. And there is another most popular functionality we're going to see. We need to see the Bedrock configuration, right? So model access, how we can enable the model access. By default, Bedrock is not enable the model access, so you have to go and enable and provide the access for the each model. So let's see how we can enable those. Once you click the model access, if you can see here on screen, I have already enabled most of the model, because it will be not charge you. The enabling model will be not charge you. It will be free to enable those, but it will be charged once you start using those models, right? So if you can using those models through your playground, or using integration with your custom code, or using with agent, or any other functional integration you are going to use, and use backend this as a model, foundational model, that time they are going to charge. Okay, there are multiple ways it charge in. Not all models has the same charging platform, or not same charging cost calculations. So they are different. You have to go in that model and check how it is, right? If you can see Anthropic, I already enable all the models from Anthropic, but how we can enable, I can show you slightly. All right, we can try to check how we can enable it. So if you can go and modify model access, you can see whatever all the model enable, it will say as a check mark and access granted status. Okay, so there are a lot of models I enable, but let's see if I can try any other Llama models can be enabled. I click on Llama, whatever I want to enable, which was not enabled previously. If you can see, it's available to request. I'm requesting those to enable it, and submit the request next. Okay, so this is the screen where you can agree the terms and condition, licenses, or costing, where you can check the what agreement is there. You can accept those agreement and submit the request. And if you can see here, go back in Llama, it must be see in progress. Okay, so Llama, let's refresh it once. You can see it must be in progress. Llama, or it might be enabled already. Yeah, it got enabled again. Okay, so it's very quick. I can see. So I can request this 3.37b again for you. Let's go 3.37b, and if you can go Llama 3.37b and submit the request. By that time I'll submit it, it will be get added, right? So if I go back to Llama, yeah, it's access granted very quickly. Usually it is not, it will take some time, but it is getting very quickly. So now it is access granted, and now you're free to use that, right? So let's see one of the another functionality, playground. So we are not going to explain all the functionality in this video. So we are going to have another video to talk only about the Bedrock in detail. So where we are going to will be going to explain you all the functionality or demo or one by one functionality we are going to do. But this is very interesting functionality playground I can show you, where we can test your models or play with your models without having your own integration code, right? Writing your own integration code. So it's an inbuilt functionality of Bedrock. If I click, there is a two methods, right? I forgot to tell you. There is a one method which is chat and text, and another image and video. So let's see the chat and text method or mode. So I am selected chat mode and selecting the model which I want to use for this playground. Again, let's check out the cloud model, which is Sonnet model. Click apply. So now it will be create your playground using the cloud 3.5 Sonnet model. And here you can see the prompt block is there. You can write your own prompt. Let's write a prompt like what is AWS cloud platform? Okay, put the question and it will give me the answer, right? So it starts searching and it will start giving the answer. It will be give the answer as I requested. So you can ask multiple question here. What I can see, ask how I can get access to AWS cloud. So if I can ask this question, it will start spinning up the answer. Okay, so it will return you the steps how you can get the access to AWS cloud console. So these are the procedure, it is right. Okay, so this is how you can test the playground. There is another interesting option or function here. You can compare the mode. Okay, so if I can compare the different models or click the process. So I have selected first cloud 3.5 Sonnet. So I can select the meta here, which we enable, right? 370B and Llama. Okay, and I will ask the same answer. What is AWS cloud platform? Okay, so the answer will be given by both the models, and we'll see what is the difference between, right? So it will give the comparison between two models, how the accurate answer it is getting, and what is the difference between two models to before selecting any model for your purpose or your application. Okay, so if you can see, it's give me the answer differently. So there is a slight different between delivering the answers on the both the models, or any models will be not give the similar answer even if you have the similar prompt. So this is how it is. If you can see, the only difference is it will took these many milliseconds for to deliver. Okay, and this is the how the answer difference it. Okay, so we are going to talk about this in detail in couple of other videos the while we are going to deliver multiple projects, basic to complex. This is only basic project which you will require to see how we can enable the model that we already saw, and we our models is already enabled which you are going to use it. Okay, so let's now jump into the get started, set up our format, our environment to deliver this small project. Okay, so as I explained you, we are going to use the Bedrock foundational model, which is the Anthropic cloud model, and then we are going to use the Lambda service, which will be basic Lambda. We're going to set up to uh, deliver the code, our code, or we are going to host our code on those Lambda, and then we are going to set up the API gateway where we can consume the Lambda, backend Lambda, and set up the REST API, which will be can start requesting in backend model whatever the post request we are going to send to the postman. Okay, So let's jump into the actual setup the environment, and then we're going to write a code, and then that code will be hosted on the AWS Lambda service, and then we are set up the API gateway and get tested it. Okay, let's check. Now let's jump into the setup the platform for this small projects. So first we already enabled the model in Bedrock, so that we already done one step ahead. And now we are going to set up the Lambda service or Lambda function, which will be host our code. Let's go to the Lambda service, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to the Lambda service and creating the one small standard function. Okay, so this function will be hosted on the Python runtime. Okay, let's give the name for project Bedrock. Okay, so we're going to select the Python 3.12 version, which is more recently version, and then we're going to have the credential. I'm going to use the existing IAM role which I created for the Bedrock all POCs, so which has the access to all the Bedrock services or models. Okay, so you can create your own, either you can create your own existing role in IAM, or you can select the create role here, the option. So I'm using existing role, so you can create your own role. If you have full access or access to IAM to create, you can select this first option, or else you can create your own existing role. Okay, so I have my own role, so just create rest of the options need not to select. Well, given a name, select the runtime, what runtime you want, and the IAM role which we need to execute. Okay, so we are not going to talk about the more configuration functions in Lambda right now. So we'll eventually go check on other couple of videos where we are going to mature this project in further. So currently we are just focusing to see the input and output across the board. Just create the function, simple function. Once you create the function, you can check the function is successfully created, and you can test this function. So by default it has the hello world or hello from Lambda code available here. You can go in the test area and given the create event like name test, given name test, and save the test event and test it with its output correctly. Yeah, it's giving the successful output. You can see the hello from Lambda now available. Okay, now the second most important part we are going to do. So now our Lambda function is set up, and now we are going to write a code to access the our background Bedrock service, and how we can create the event and save the service to the output to the S3 bucket. Okay, so let's jump to the code writing. I'm not going to write a code here itself in Lambda, so I'm comfortable with the Visual Studio. If you're comfortable to write in Lambda function itself, you can write here, or as I am going to use the Visual Studio code, that also more possible, right? So let's start opening Visual Studio code. This is now let's starting to write the code which is going to be host on our Lambda service to integrate with your backend AWS Bedrock, and front end which you're going to use for the API gateway. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a one Python file which will be named as, let me do it here, right? So app 01.py, Okay, so this is one of the Python file we created, and most importantly we need to do import our Python libraries. I'm importing Boto 3, which is most important. Then import Boto core, okay, .config required, and third will required import JSON, and then last will require the import, sorry, we need to import from date and time, from date and time, import date and time. Okay, so this is first section we completed to import the libraries which is required for to execute our code. Then we are going to define the function where we are supplying the prompt, what prompt should be asked by the human or assistant. Okay, so we are going to define the prompt, the function for prompt, which will be, so basically we are going to generate some topic based on the information or input we are providing. I can write the topic rate using Bedrock. Okay, so input supply I need to provide, which will be request. You can write any name, but I'm requesting request topic. I can write, okay, request topic, and it will be provided as a string. Okay, and that has to be print as a same string. Okay, then I'll write actual prompt. Prompt is equal to function, then can queue human colon, and I can give the description here. Write word topic on the request. So request will be our prompt, which is request topic prompt, and then I will be enter an assistant. And will complete the code. Okay, and this will be an assistant code, and then this request, sorry, so that is to be request has to be complete here. Okay, so this is where we are supplying the prompt. Once the prompt designed, we need to design the body. So body is equal to, okay, so now this information which I'm going to write about the prompt, it will be mostly available in your model, how the code needs to be write in the to fetch the model information or model connectivity. So it's kind of model properties we need to supply. Okay, so first is prompt. It's colon, and whatever prompt we declared in previous block we are going to supply here, and then we need to use the max token to sample. Okay, so we are, whatever the model we are going to use, the model property has various models has the property where you can supply the length of sample tokens or length of maximum lanes we need to supply that, where we are going to use the Anthropic Cloud model, which required the property max underscore tokens to sample. Okay, so this is the one of one. Max we can give the sample, which is testing purpose we are using 100. Okay, so these maximum 100 token, you can minimum we have to use the 30 and maximum 100 for the sample purpose. And the other properties are temperature, which is usual property. Okay, so which will be 0.5 always. Okay, for Anthropic. So here we can list the column, and then another top underscore p. So these are the property, you'll find it in the model sample, right? So I can show you later on from where I can grab this. So 0.9. Okay, so this is where I designed the body part. So now we are going to try that model, and where I can now write the Bedrock connection. So I can create the Bedrock connection here. So for that I can write the runtime, Bedrock runtime connection, which will be Bedrock is equal to Photo3 and client I'm going to write DROCK runtime. Okay, I write the runtime, and region I'm going to write which region I'm going to enable. So if you remember, we are enable the region in the US East one. So we are going to enable the region in US East one. Region underscore name is equal to US, sorry, US East 1. Okay, so this is the region we are going to use, and after that, so once we're done with the client, I think it's wrongly, I just put the, okay, so Bedrock client runtime we are going to use. So then region we are going to use as a US East region, which where we enabled our models. Okay, and then I can write the config is equal to auto core config dot config, and then I can have the read time I can set up underscore time is equal to timeout. I can see timeout is equal to 300. Okay, and then set up the retries. So I can use the maximum retries, but I can see the for this, because it will be generate the billing, I can set up the retries as a 3 only. 3 attempt I can give for the retry if it is failed. So TTL I already set up. So retries is equal to, I can write in curly bracket, total max times 3. Okay, so here we can complete the bracket. Sorry, it's supposed to be use the simple bracket here, so I should not be using curly bracket. Okay, so this is where we are integrated the calling the Bedrock client session. We are created runtime session. So now after that we are going to write a response. Response is equal to Bedrock dot in hook model underscore model, and the body will be JSON will be JSON, and terms will be the body. Okay, and then we have to mention the model ID. So model ID is equal to our model. We are going to use the one of the enterprise cloud model. Version 2. For testing purpose, we are using version 2. This is the free testing I can do, free sample I can use in the Cloudera V2. All other model will be very chargeable. You can use the model, other model when you enable, if you can consume that price. But I will suggest use for testing purpose. You can use the always testing models, which is sample model or legacy model, which will be very less cost. Okay, so let's jump into the next section where we can supply the model name, and then again I can the response content, response underscore content is equal to response dot loads dot get. We have to get the body first. Get the body, and it has to be semi-quote, and then read the body. Read it. Okay, and then again we are going to use the response data. Response underscore data is equal to JSON dot loads, and we're going to load the content, the response content. Okay, so that's where we done the response load content, and then print the response data. Response data we're going to print here, and then the topic underscore details we are going to add under response data, and that will be Anthropic use the completion data. Okay, and then we'll return this all and topic details. Okay, so we're done here, and we are at the exception exception as equal. I'm exception why it is going. To write underscore try except colon. Okay, and then print the error. If any error comes in, I will be write as a format error team the topic colon, and then I'll call the error. So error should be quotes in here, and this will be E. Okay, and once I call the print cpt exception print, and I'll return this. It's a blank. This is a blank. Okay. So as E. So that is showing exception. It's a problem. Reachable. Okay. So try. We are on the same level, and then Bedrock we tried. Code is here. Return code. Exception giving the error. Okay. We need to complete this function and then come back here. So once you add details, okay, and then we are going to write try Bedrock. I'm going to use the function. If something is missing, I can write the function. Once it's done here, I can write the response body, read it, and then the response data is equal to JSON. I'm loading the JSON. I'm just reviewing the code whether I write, because the exception is showing. Then I wrote a topic, and then completion the code, and return the topic underscore details, and A is an A, print F1 function, and then topic C, and return. Okay, so now the next definition I'm going to write for the, I'm defining the another function which will be save topic. Okay, so I'm going to save the this output topic in the S3 bucket. For that I need to add the save underscore topic underscore details to S3. Okay, this is default function S3 underscore key and S3 underscore bucket. Bucket and rate underscore topic. Okay, so now we are going to write another function where we can save the generated output or output to topic to the S3 bucket. For that we are writing this function. So I already created the S3 bucket. I'll show you S3 bucket name which I created. So S3 is equal to boto 3 dot client. I'm creating the client for the S3 connection, which will be the S3 service. Okay, and then I'm going to again write a try on this code. which is s3.put bucket function, put object, put underscore city underscore bucket, it is equal to s3 underscore bucket. Okay, so this is where we are going to write the bucket key, and then we are going to use the key. So make sure key is always uppercase and is equal to s3 underscore key, and body is equal to whatever we generated the topic. Okay, and generated topic s3 is equal to s3 underscore key column. It has to be always key. Okay, it's a case sensitive always. So topic. Okay, and then we're going to print what you can say, the file put save to s3. Okay, you can print this output, and I can write the exception here, except cpt exception as again e as an error we can write, and we can print the error, which is so whenever the it is showing error to save the output, it will be written as a error, and then this function is completed. Okay, so we are going to write another function where the lambda handler we need to define. Okay, where the lambda, because we are writing this code for the lambda, so we need to write the function for lambda handler, and we are going to save the event text. We're going to save, and okay, so we are going to save the event, and then always to do I just writing the whatever we need to do here, we need to write under to do list always. Okay, so I'm writing the comment here, and then I'm calling the event, and it's equal to JSON handler and loads, and it will be load event from the body, and the event name is body, and it will be request topic is equal to now event, and this will be declared as a request topic. Request topic. Okay, So this we are going to call out from the request topic event, request topic event, and then we are generating the topic. Underscore topic is equal to topic generator bedrock, and then we are going to request as a request topic. Topic is equal to request topic. Okay, and if topic generated, then we need to write in the S3 bucket. So generated topic, then what I need to do, I need to capture the current date and time. Current time is equal to date time dot now. Okay, and colon dot this dot first time. Time, I want to use the format as a will be used as hours and minutes and seconds. Okay, so should be the capital. Okay, so this is where I can capture the file name, and then S3 is underscore key is equal to output using our current time. So it will be use the current time dot text file. So all the output will be going in the S3 bucket. The file name will be the topic output and current date and time, which will be put it as a file name, and it's a text format. Okay, then another thing we need to write here, S3 bucket name, which I was created already. I have S3 underscore bucket is equal to what is the bucket name I created? It is AWS Bedrock Project 01. Yeah. So this will be my bucket name, and then I'll call the function which we create for the save topic details to S3. Okay, and then S3 underscore key, S3 underscore key, and then I'll give the S3 underscore bucket, and I will generate the topic which I generated. If not created, then I'll write a else also here. Okay, which will be print output as a no topic was generated. Okay, so no topic was generated. So now we are going to return this all with the status code, and which will be supply to our return. Okay, and in return I can call out the status code. Status code should be 200 if it is success, and then I need to declare header also. Headers I'll declare content type, content type, and then it will be content type is equal to colon, and content type will be the application hyphen JSON. It will be content type, and then final I'll declare the body here. Body output will be JSON format, JSON underscore dumps, and colon, then we'll call out the topic underscores content, and what topic content I give, generate topic. Okay, so this is how generate topic we are going to give the content. Okay, so this is a overall code is ready to host the file. So something wrong here, where when we calling so what is wrong? Okay, so try is correct section. So are we doing something wrong here? Some formatting might be missing, or some column somewhere it is missing. Write the code. So unexpected indication, blames, no quick fix. Oh, unexpected indication. We are wrong. It should be underscore again. So it is not a problem. Okay. String. We're right here. The try. Okay. So we'll fix it on the exception. Okay, let's fix this while we are so here also we missed 300. Okay, so let's host this code on AWS now, and then once we host this, it should be good. So here it should be dry. Small issue. Okay. typo mistake. Okay, so now this all our code ready, and then we are good to host this code. And if you see this code, I'll go to explain. We are importing the libraries first, and then we are going to establish the connection with the Bedrock service and write a prompt, and then the service will be called out the model. And once the model called out, then we are going to create the function which will be save S3 bucket output to S3 bucket output. Once we done that, we write a function to the Lambda handler. So Lambda handler will be consume the output or generated topic and present in the return in the status header code, and the topic will be generated and present in the API event. So before that, here we are trying to save the output, capturing the output and putting in the file format. Okay, so almost ready this code. Let's see if this is going to be actually work or not. Okay, so hopefully this should be work. And let me okay, just want to make sure. I'll review all. Okay, let's copy once, and once you copy this all, we can copy in the code itself. If we can go here, and I can replace this code with my code. Okay, so again just verify once and deploy here. And now we can test this by creating the small event. Okay, so this code I now pasted in the Lambda function, and this Lambda function we are going to use to deploy the code. Okay, so let's jump into the code and check whether we can test it here. We can test it, so we can create a body event here. Test the body, and we have default event. We can remove this event. We can create the body event, and then can give the what is our prompt code. If I go down, sorry, this is the output. Okay, so topic content. Oh no, sorry, request underscore topic. Yes. This is our text topic event. If you go here and on the test, so it should be and write the request topic. Yeah, so request topics so colon. So it's done the request topic, and now I can colon this. I can write a simple topic. What I can write, ask for the question. Any question you can ask, any topic to generate global let us say cloud platform. Okay, I can ask the question. I can ask to generate the topic on the cloud platform, and request topic, I request a topic. and save and just test this. Okay, so last test we did hello function. Now we can going to test this. So it should be generate something to tell and to see the request 3 milliseconds. Okay, so the error with the configuration, you need to update the runtime timeout. It should be more than 3.3. Okay, if I go in the code and go and test the code again, click on test. Okay, it's execution function, it is succeed. Okay, so now we got the output. It's write a topic on AWS, so it's written like 199 word. Okay, topic, so it's limited wording. It's written because we are given a limitations. So it generated the cloud platform topic. So you can see the output. Now same output where we will be trying to go to get from the API gateway. So let's create a simple API gateway to connect this traffic so we can access that through our Postman service. Okay, so now Lambda function is done. Let's go and get the right API gateway. So go to the console. Now let's jump into the API gateway and set up the API gateway endpoint to connect to our Lambda service. Okay. So before doing this, I just want to make sure you understood. Now we enable the AWS Bedrock model, foundation model with the Anthropic cloud, and then we write a Lambda function with the Python code to connect to the backend code and S3 bucket to write the output to the S3. And now we are going to create the API gateway, right? So which will be connect the backend API gateway, and once it is connected, will be can face through the Postman and test it. Okay, same output. So let's jump into the API gateway and create the simple API. Once I go here, I can create the API. So I will be create a HTTP API, a normal HTTP, and then click on build. So I give the configuration API name, which is the project API. Bedrock. Okay. So IP4 will next configuration and we'll get next, which will be default, and add a next and create it. So now created the normal function. Now I create API with the post request. So I will write topic hyphen generation, topic generation, and then create. Okay, so created post authentication, attach authorization, not going to do it. Attach integration, I'll be going to do. I was not going to do authorization. Integration will be our Lambda function. So I'll create an integration for this post API, which is Lambda function, and US East one. I'm going to choose my Lambda function, which is project Bedrock function. Okay, and it will be create in hook permission. Okay, and create. Okay, so now the function is Lambda function, which is going to be generated. Now I can deploy this as an environment, right? So we can create the multiple environment and deploy this. So for that, I'm going to create a stage. So I'll create a first stage which is called dev. Okay, and I'm not going to create automated deployment, stage variable not required. Okay, so I created dev and I'm going to deploy and dev. Okay, so this function as I'm going to deploy in the dev. So going back here and click on deploy. So stage is dev, so manually deploy. Okay, so now I'm should be able to access this function. If I check the route, yeah, it's correct. And let's copy the URL and the routes and go to the stage. We should be copy from the deployed function, and if going to stage on dev, this is the endpoint URL for my function. If I going to access this URL here, it will be show something like this. So message not found, so we need to supply the message to this, and let's work with the postman. If you can see, I can bring the postman here. Let me bring the postman. I'll open the postman first. Okay, so once we're done here, so we are going to get the API. We copied the API code, API path, and let's going to review stage. So David's correct. And let's copy this. Let me bring the postman. I just open the postman here from the other screen. I'll put our URL, and what I'm going to do, I have to write the from where we need to get this. So it should be routing, and it's a topic generator. So where is the postman gone? Okay, it's a topic generator, and then I have to write the body with the format. If you go back in the Lambda function, where we done the API gateway, so this API gateway, let me open the Lambda function parallelly so we can get the event, what event we wrote. The same event we are going to be right here. So Lambda, and it's a Bedrock. Okay, so the request to write API gateway, and now I'm going to write a body here. So body should be request. I'm not going to write this, and then my topic will be So let's see if this thing is going to be work or not. Message not found. Oh, we need to use the post request. Okay, so this is the, wow, it's going generated the topic content, and this is the topic it generated. Let's try multiple topics. If I can check the multiple topics, right? World Bank. Okay, write a topic on World Bank. Okay, it's written. The World Bank is international financial institute that provides loan, grants the government. Okay, so let's try multiple topics, right? And then we can try API gateway, right? Gen AI and ML. Okay, write a topic on these two content, and once we done, okay, so it's now very perfect. Now you can see the topic is getting generated. The one last thing we need to check, which is the our S3 bucket we created for topic output. Okay, so let me show you the topic output we created in S3 bucket. Let's open the S3 bucket here. Let's go back. S3 bucket, and then we can have the created S3 bucket and topic output. Okay, you can see the text is generated. Recently we opened it. You can download and open and test it. So if I can check the notepad, so notepad is having the same output return. I can show you here. Okay, notepad is open on other screen. Okay, so here is the topic which we asked, and it's generated based on the AI/ML model. Okay, so this is how we are going to set up our small project. You can go and try on your own environment and let us know. I will mention the code, GitHub code repo, where I can post this code, and you can use this code and set up your first Bedrock project integrated with the API gateway and Lambda function. Okay, thanks for your time, and thanks for learning with me. Thanks. See you in next video, where we can talking more about the Bedrock services or AI services. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.